Hello fellow heli enthusiasts. Got an exciting one for you today. This is the brand new OMPHobby M4, possibly the first production version in the UK, even perhaps Europe. Arrived just a few hours ago by DHL. I'm going to build it tomorrow. Today I'm just going to do a quick unboxing video. I haven't got enough time to build it, unfortunately. So what is the M4? M4, a 380 size blade, direct drive, belt drive tail heli, designed by Jonas Wackershauser. I hope that was reasonable, Jonas, and forgive me if it wasn't. And it's the latest thing from OMPHobby, and it's going to be really fantastic. I think there's an awful lot of anticipation for this heli. So what do you get in the box? That's what you get in the box. I'll take the big box out and we'll start on the little ones. Okay. First box of small box of parts, obviously dominated by the motor. Now, the motor's something pretty special. Sunny Sky 8108. So that means 81 stator diameter, 8mm stator thickness. It's, for those setting up a governor, 42 poles. Thing of beauty. Oh, 205 kV. It's got an inbuilt one-way bearing. I'm not sure if you can see that. Yeah, really spectacular. Eye-catching motor. In the same form, we've got swash, fully rebuildable, and spare parts are available if you want to rebuild it. It appears to be properly assembled with all the balls tight, but personally I'd pop them out and check them and Loctite them. It's very tight, there's no play in that swash at all. Very nice. And tail rotor, grips, feather and shaft. Again, this is now really careful about this one. This is loosely assembled. It's meant to be loosely assembled. You need to remove all the balls, all the screws, Loctite, tighten them properly. That's really important. Forget to do that and your first flight will be unhappy. Right, next foam box. So we've got, this is a plug and play kit version, so it comes with servos and ESC. You can get the kit version, which doesn't have servos and ESC, but it still has a motor, and it still has the blades. ESC, 65 amp. This is a proprietary one for OMPHobby. Full governor mode, soft start. Everything you'd expect to find on a heli ESC. You've got an XT60 connection for your battery, which bolts into the frame, and you've got a 3-pin connector that connects to the motor, so that matches the motor connector. Doesn't use normal bullet connectors. Nice positive fit. The kit, in fact, I think in here as well, comes, you get one of these connectors and one of these connectors in the kit. So if you supply your own ESC, you've got connectors that fit and will connect direct to the motor. So you don't need to do any desoldering of connectors and fitting a bullet connectors onto the motor. It looks after itself, so that's great. Servos. They're all 12mm wide micro servos, obviously 3 for the swash, 1 for the tail. You can tell which are which. They do look the same, but you can tell by the model number which is the tail and which is the swash. You've got DS2312, C for cyclic, and T for the tail. Don't get them mixed up. The cyclic servos are 1520 US center point and 333 Hertz. The tail servo is 760 US center point and 560 Hertz, so it's a narrow band tail servo. Full metal, full alloy case, obviously, really nice quality servos. Head, again, really nice piece of kit. Conventional fly-barless head, no DFCs here. Washout arms. Everything's loosely assembled again, like the tail. All these are just finger tight, so really important. Can't stress it enough. These need removing, Loctite and tightening up, and all these screws, everything. Don't miss anything. That would be a bad day. Right. We'll go on the big box next, I think. Now we have the canopy. This is magenta red, also available in orange, yellow and blue, and the blue heli comes with silver anodized instead of black anodized metal parts, which is a nice little touch, gives you options. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a beautiful finish, flawless. The fiberglass canopy, you can probably see the weave there and the fiberglass on the inside. Grommets already installed, nice chunky grommets, they're not going to split, so that's good. And all this, obviously all the mechanical and frame parts in here. You've got main shaft there, 8mm main shaft, which is really chunky for a heli of this size, hollow to keep it light. Tail pulley, tail drive pulley. Really machined light, it's very minimalist, carbon fibre flanges there that need to be screwed on, so that's all very nice. You'll notice all these bags of parts are numbered, so this will correspond with the stage of build in the manual, so you just open the bag according to the stage that you're at and you can't get the parts mixed up, so that's really good, keeps things simple. Landing gear, similar to the M2 or the M1. Very robust based on experience of the M2, pretty much indestructible to be honest. Carbon frame parts, a few little brackets and bits and bobs, again it's all numbered. Servo mount, the radial servos, really good access to the servo arms, you don't need to remove the servo to get the screws that hold the arms in, all well thought out. Bearings pre-installed, main bearings. Really nice. Tail belt, tail fin with a colour matched to the canopy. Tail mechanicals. Side plates for the tail box, carbon. Very nice. That's the battery tray, or the part of the battery rails that bolt into the frame. You've got that connector that I mentioned here if you fit your own ESC. Tail guide pulleys, obviously a few little miscellaneous brackets, tail clamps, screws, you name it, all numbered again. Tail blades, OMPHobby proprietary blades with the mounting screws. Motor protective bars, so if the heli tips over you don't scratch your lovely motor, which is a very nice touch. Quick release battery tray, so it's a plastic tray and you just squeeze these lugs to make it release, which is supposed to be very secure. I've not tried it yet, but it's very good, and of course you can get spare trays if you want to have multiple batteries all mounted on a tray. The main motor mount, the motor bolts to these 3 screw holes, I assume. That's the 3-pin connector I told you if you're fitting your own ESC, so that's a nice touch including that. That's the T-shaped tail rotor shaft, so it's already got rubber dampers installed, so it's a dampened tail, which is a really nice little touch. Quite unusual for a heli of this size. Tail slider. They are the mounting brackets for the tail servo and the arm for the tail servo. Arm for the cyclic servos, 3 off obviously. The links for the tail push rod. Oh, by the way, the tail push rod is in the bottom there. Tape to the bottom, keep it straight. Main blade holder. Miscellaneous screws. Frame side plates. Colour match to the canopy. And signed by Jonas. Can you see that? Nice. So we've got one more box to go. Tail boom. Same cross section shape as the M2. Nice and light. It's alloy. And the final treat. RotorTech 385 Ultimate blades, again designed by Jonas, the best blade on the market of this size in my humble opinion. And they come as standard with this heli, which is a super touch, nice touch. And that's about it. If you've got any specific questions, you can just ask me in the comments and I'll try to answer your questions, but I'll be making a start in the build tomorrow anyway. That's the plan. Really looking forward to it. It's going to have I'm going to put a spirit in because I like my spirit fly ballast, and I had one laying around, so I've got this old one that I removed from a helicopter way back in the day sometime, so that'll be going in it. Where else? I've got batteries. I managed to, a friend of mine had some batteries he wasn't using, so thanks Marty for giving me the batteries. That was the last piece of the jigsaw that I needed to get the heli in the air. So I'm all set to get it built tomorrow and get it flown. Thanks very much. Thanks for your time.